Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Aaron. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. And if you are a current subscriber returning to watch my videos, thank you. Alright, so before we begin, I just want to apologize to my returning viewers, which are very few based on the analytics, that I am very sorry for getting to this review for episode 3 of The Rings of Power so late. I just had a really rough past few days and just didn't get to it. But I'm here now, so let's talk about it. Alright, so I did actually enjoy this episode quite a bit. Very quickly, I'm going to say I really don't care for the Harfoots that much. If it wasn't for the whole thing about the character that fell from the sky, the stranger, I would have no interest in the Harfoot storyline at all. When it comes on, I'd either skip it or just be on my phone. I hope it gets better, honestly. There's a lot of questions as to whether he's Gandalf or Sauron or maybe an original character. I really don't know. I don't think he's Gandalf. I do think he could be one of the Blue Wizards, possibly, and that they're just kind of trying to throw us off and make us think that he's Gandalf because he's in the gray and the long hair, and you can tell, he came out of the sky, so he's probably some kind of like higher being and all that. I think it's a misdirection. I did like the part with the Harfoot storyline in this episode where they pull out the book and they're talking about the people they've left behind. I found that scene to actually be pretty emotional, and I just found it interesting that the show decided to spend a little bit of time focused on the topic of loss and family and connections and community and stuff like that. Although, for being such a great community, it's pretty sucky that they just leave people to die because, they want to keep moving forward. I think that's pretty stupid. At the end, they're all concerned, Nori's family, like, if they will be able to continue the journey forward. Like, Nori's father broke his foot or his ankle or whatever, and they're having such a hard time pulling their wagon. And I'm thinking, boy, for a sense of community, you think someone could help? By this time, the stranger has already been introduced to the community, and they're like struggling to pull this wagon, and I'm like, obviously the stranger has to come along and help them pull it. Like, that's the only way these characters are going to stay in this story. But I wasn't thinking that he was literally sitting in this wagon. So that's like an extra 200 pounds of weight that Nori's father with a broken ankle is pulling around. Like, it didn't cross your mind to say, hey, we kind of saved your hide here. Would you mind helping us move forward by pulling our cart? It just felt so stupid. Like, come on. We finally get to see Numenor, which is beautiful. I thought it was really well done. I did enjoy the scenes that take place there, although I felt kind of claustrophobic. That might just be me because cities make me feel that way, so I don't think it was an intentional thing by the producers or directors or whatever. We see Halbrand. I thought it was Halbrand. It sounds like he says Halbrand, but it's actually Halbrand, so whatever. But we see more of him in this episode. Man, they really have the online community really trying to figure out who this guy is. I don't know if he's Sauron. I don't know if he's the Witch King. I don't know if he's just an original character and this is a total misdirection. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but he's interesting, he's intriguing. We know that there's more going on that he's not telling us. So, could he be bad? That's a big possibility. Could he be good and he's just running from his lineage, kind of like Aragorn was? That's a possibility as well. I guess we'll have to just wait and see. But I am enjoying that whole aspect of this show right now. I thought it was great to finally give Galadriel a, like, friend in arms, a comrade, someone who doesn't just tell her, like, everything you're doing is stupid and you're wasting your time, and Sauron's dead, and the evil is past, and blah, blah, blah. Elendil, I think is how you pronounce his name. If I get any of the names wrong, please don't hate me. He seems to be more of, like, the type of person to be like, tell me what you think is happening. I want to make up my own mind for myself based on all the facts. I like that about characters like that, because characters with prejudices and who make up their minds super quickly about something before given all the information. That just annoys me, and people like that in general in life annoy me too. So, bonus points for this character for having an open mind and listening to her. If we in life listen to understand instead of just listening to reply, we can have a much better understanding of someone and their beliefs or their desires or their wants. Everything is about communication. And when you interrupt someone or you have a prejudice against someone or you just don't care, don't listen to them because your mind is made up already, it causes so many issues, and so many people in life are like that. So many characters and shows are like that because, again, it reflects real life. So I liked that this character was listening to understand instead of to reply. And now they're working together, and she has a companion probably moving forward with this journey. Isildur, I could kind of care less. I couldn't care less. Yeah, I couldn't care. That's a really odd phrase. I honestly didn't care much for his character, or at least for what we see. I thought the orcs looked great. I like the fact that they have issues with the sunlight. A lot of people who are self-proclaimed, Tolkien fans and know everything about him, they're flipping out and
Oh, they're so afraid of sunlight. What does that have to do with it? In the Lord of the Rings movies, they were in sunlight all the time.
But those are movies as well, which are adaptations of Tolkien's work. But the Uruk-hai, they're a mixed breed of orc, and it's mentioned in passing that they can travel during the daylight. So this is set hundreds or even 1,000+ years before the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So these are the orcs that can't move throughout the daytime because of the sunlight. So it's actually not made up for the show. So I don't know. The fan community with Middle Earth is just destroying itself. Anyhow, not much action in this episode. There was some action near the end with Elf Scout dude. I don't remember his name. He was captured in the last episode, and now he's cutting down trees and digging tunnels and trenches for the enemy. I thought this whole little story arc, storyline part of this episode was really interesting, really great. We learn more about the orcs, we learn more about the prisoners, we learn more about the elves themselves and how they use teamwork to fight. I love that the whole time they're trying to get above the trench, to get out, to get free, and in our minds and in their minds, they're focused on just get above the trench and make a run for it. And then once you get above the trench, it's no, you can't just get a run for it. It's just another challenge once they reach the top of that trench. So I really liked that. It was like that false hope type of thing. That sounds terrible that I like that false hope type of thing, but it makes for good storytelling. So overall, this episode did keep me interested and entertained. There were parts I really did enjoy. There wasn't much that I hated. The Harfoots are just so boring. I'm excited for this next episode. What are your thoughts on episode 3? Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Near the end, we're given this cliffhanger on this leader of the orcs. I cannot remember his name right now because I'm so tired and I've been doing videos now for a couple hours. Andor, something like that. We see a glimpse of someone who might be Sauron. He could be. He could also not be. I don't know. We'll see probably in this upcoming episode. So I was actually kind of bummed that I'm watching these as they come out because I was ready to click next episode and then I was like, oh yeah, there isn't one. I've got to wait 6 more days. What are your thoughts on this episode? Was there anything you noticed that stood out to you? What are your thoughts on the stranger, the guy who fell out of the comet? Who do you think he is? Who do you think Sauron is? Do you think this whole thing with Hillenbrand, Hollandville? I'm so tired. I can't even remember people's names now. Damn. Halbrand. There we go. I'm still here slightly. What are your thoughts on him? Do you think he's just a red herring? Leave your comments below. I'd be very interested in your thoughts. As always, if you liked this video and you'd like to see more, please like this video and subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. If you enjoyed this review for episode 3 of Rings of Power and you want to see more of my thoughts on all things to do with Middle-earth, check out my Middle-earth playlist. Also, if you want to see reviews of past episodes or future episodes of this series, also make sure to subscribe so you don't miss them. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you come back and see me in another video. Goodbye. Oh, such a headache, such a neck ache. Wow. You can actually see the brown in my eyes. That's pretty cool.